put it in the chat.
All right, so we just started recording, I think. Yes. Hi, my name is Christania, and it's my pleasure to be here at Camp Summer Quest, ready for this awesome week of studying some music and how to write music for Jesus. All right, so first thing we're going to do is talk about sound waves. So if everybody could take your hand with me, and we're going to go like this, down and up, and those are sound waves, and they actually come into our ears. And sound waves are the traveling of sound and how it gets into our ears. That's how music is conveyed. So as we start to learn about that, this is the science of sound. So sound waves, when we go up, it's called a crest. When we go down, it's called a trough. Think of a little pig going, eating down below. They're short animals, so they're at the trough, right? The pig trough. So the crest is the top of the wave, and down is the trough. And sound waves and waves in general are things that are scientific, and God created them. So we want to know that those are going to go in our ears. Now, when the crest and the trough are quick, so like a squiggly line, those are high-pitched notes like this. Can you hear that all right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, so as we're hearing that, those sharp little waves, they're very squiggly lines, are going into our ear. What do you think that would be? Would it be like this squiggly, or would it be a little more spread out when they're lower? What do you think? Yes, absolutely. They are spread out. In fact, the lower it goes, the more spread out the crest and the trough is. Well, we have instruments that vibrate like that and create those vibrations, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some of them. So here is a guitar, and what do you think? Is that a low note or a high note?
Low.
Low. So the crest and the trough are going to be really far apart. How about this one?
High.
High. So those are going to be squiggly, and the crest and the trough are going to be really close together. All right, so that was a guitar. I'm going to show you some different instruments just to give you an introduction to vibrations and sound. This is a violin. I just got it, and I don't play it very well yet, but I will. And this is a little chin rest I'm going to set on. So music has its own language, like the instrument names and the parts of the instruments. So I just want to give you a little taste of what that can sound like. And this is the bow that goes with the violin. All right. Now, at home, you might have some other percussion instruments just sitting around your house. A percussion instrument can be anything that we make a beat with. It doesn't usually have tones that change, like what you just heard on the violin or the guitar strings. And an empty container is one of the best things. It's hollow. You can either turn it upside down and leave it hollow, or you can put the top on it, and you can strike it with your hand and get your beats. Now, if you want to be a drummer, which is pretty cool, you want drumsticks. The reason I'm introducing you guys to these instruments is because taking instrument lessons, for some of you that might not know how to play, that's a whole thing in itself. Learning the language of music, learning instruments, but you have to figure out which one do I want to play, right? Which one do you want to play? And if you say, oh, Mom, Dad, get me some drumsticks. I want to bang on the drums. You're going to be really loud in the house. I'm not sure if they're going to love that or not. And they cost a ton of money. So it's really cool to do something like this, very cost effective. Try it out and then find out if you love drums or not. You might not like them as much as you thought, or you might really, really love them. All right, so taking a big coffee container right here. This is just an empty coffee container. Again, the longer the string, usually the lower the note. So this is a bigger instrument, and it does have definitely a different sound than what we had before. So I'm just going to take these drumsticks, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right here. I'm just going to hold them very lightly in my hands. It's called a drum roll. You ever hear that when somebody wants to do something exciting? They say, give me a drum roll.
Yeah.
All right, so that's just something that you guys can do at home. Get an empty coffee container. Get an empty container. Okay. One other thing that's really simple, but I want you to be super careful, is to get a container like this. This happens to be one from a fiber thing, I peeled off all of the label that was on it. But what I want you to be careful is with the inside. So it was empty, and I put rice in it. Never, boys and girls, young men, young ladies, youth, never, ever, ever eat raw rice. Okay, you can get really sick. You can get very sick to your stomach. So this is strictly to use for sound. All right. So I put some rice in there, and if I shake it hard, that makes a certain sound. But I can use this as a percussion instrument. You guys, I know you have these containers at your house. I know you do. I know you can ask mom for some rice from that, some raw rice that you are not going to eat. You're not going to put it in your mouth. And you can make a musical instrument out of it, and it doesn't cost anything. So if you want to be a drummer, or you think you want to be a drummer, I highly recommend going through the kitchen, talking to your mom or dad or your guardian and saying, hey, do we have some empty containers of different sizes? I want to try this. And if you don't have money for drumsticks right now, it's okay. You can use your hand. Your hand is a perfect percussion instrument. So that's just a little taste of some percussion. Percussion, again, does not have the different tones like the piano or the guitar or the violin. Those have strings that vibrate. This is another percussion instrument. It's called a tambourine. You guys might have seen this. These are little cymbals. Now you notice I'm kind of just clicking them with my fingers, so they're not getting a lot of action to vibrate and make those awesome waves we were talking about. But now I'm going to hold it away from me and go ahead and shake it. And you can tell when my hand isn't even there, and that stops the sound. It rings more when there's no hand touching it to stop the sound. All right, and that is another way to keep the beat. So the beat in music is called rhythm, R-H-Y-T-H-M. So when I'm teaching you guys, if you happen to have a journal or something with lined paper, you guys can write down some of these words, and I can certainly type them in to our chat area another time because I've got my hands kind of full right now. But we'll make sure we go over this vocabulary because remember I said music is actually its own language, which is really exciting. All right, so rhythm is the beats. All right, now one of the last instruments I just want to show you today that I happen to have around the house is something you guys can all afford pretty much. Depends on your finances, but you can get this for $10 at Cracker Barrel. So when you go to Cracker Barrel, you go to their little gift shop, and for $10, because not everyone can go to a music store, and you might want to get one of these today and not want to wait for tomorrow on Amazon. So just go over to a Cracker Barrel, and here you go. I'm going to flip it this way. And this is a harmonica. So they also call it a mouth harp. So different names for this, but this is really fun to play. Now the only drawback from something like a flute or a harmonica, you play it with your mouth. And you say, what's the problem with that? Well, number one, you make sure you know how to clean them so that you don't get germs. And number two, when you're using your mouth to play an instrument like a trumpet, which is awesome, you can't sing and play the trumpet at the same time. You can do that with a piano. You can sing while you play the piano. You can sing while you play the guitar. And when you play a wind instrument or something like this, this is a little flute I bought somewhere, and it's not hard to play. But these are some inexpensive instruments you guys can try out. Now they even have little cheap flutes that are made out of plastic at the Dollar Trees. You can get them for $1. That's probably one of the least expensive instruments you can buy. So you guys just get some instruments, try out what you can, get some things around the house in the kitchen and in your garage if your mom and dad are okay with that, empty containers, different sizes, and try out a drum kit. Make your own drum kit and definitely take some pictures and post them. I want to see it. Bring them next time for our class. All right, so that's just a little intro on music, sound waves, and how music comes into our ears. Let's go ahead and talk about the other components of music. So we talked about rhythm, that is making a drum beat. And you can create that with your hand on any device. I mean, I can tap right here on my laptop and there's a drum beat. And it's just, you can clap your hands to beat. A steady rhythm, very important. The two other components of writing a song are melody, which are the notes. You all know Mary Had a Little Lamb. So those are the notes that go to it. It's called melody. Now, if I change the rhythm of that, I could do that to try to make it more modern if I wanted to change the rhythm. The last thing are the lyrics. That's the third component, lyrics. So those are the words. So I'm just going to say the words. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. I'm going to sing them with the notes. Mary had a little lamb. And if I wanted to rap it, what's the difference between a rap and a song? It's just the rhythm with the words and no tune, no melody. So maybe I'd go, Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. So now I've got more of a rhythm with a talk. And it doesn't have da da da, Mary had. Those are the notes, the melody. If I take the notes out and I go, Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece is white as snow. All of a sudden, I have a rap now. I just took the notes out. So some of you guys out there might love to write raps. That's cool. And some of you might like to write music. That's awesome too. We're going to start with lyrics because that's the way to figure out whether you want to do a rap or you want to write a song today. So let's start with lyrics. So what we do when we write music, this is just one of 1,000 ways to write a song. There are literally 1,000 ways to write a song. As many different people as there are on the earth is how many ways you can write a song.
Okay.
So we're going to start by picking a subject. So I'm going to ask Miss Denise to go ahead and select. What would you like to write a song about today? Is there a certain thing you want the children to learn or something that God's put on your heart that you want to write a song about today?
If it was academic, it would be learning about context clues.
That's pretty complicated for kids.
Okay, context.
Break it down a little bit for, in other words, if I'm 6 years old today and I listen to this videotape and I watch it, or if I'm a teenager, what's going to keep me engaged?
Context clues. How about meanings of words? Because you keep talking about the meanings of words.
All right, we could do vocabulary. Okay.
And then the word hope. We need hope.
Okay. Well, if you're going to talk about vocabulary, that's one song, and if you're going to talk about hope, that's another song. Because one of the things we learn about in writing is you should have, everybody hold up one pen or one finger, you should have one idea.
Okay.
One idea is what you want the song to be about. Just one thing, one small thing. It could be, and you might say, well, love, there are tons of love songs out there, right? But love is one idea. And so looking at love, like the love of a father for his child, that would be one kind of a love song. All right. There are thousands of ways to write love songs. Today, Miss Denise has selected either vocabulary or hope. If we pick vocabulary, we're going to have to pick some words to exemplify in the song. All right. So what do you think, Miss Denise? I think hope might be better actually for today.
We could do hope, but if we had vocabulary words, the vocabulary words would be tied to the music lesson. Melody, rhythm.
Okay, well maybe what I'll do is I'll see if I can do a little chant for next class. I'll write one. I'll write one to help you guys memorize it. If that
the trial, the up and the down, the pitch and high and low.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
So that we have they learn vocabulary that goes with the music.
I could do that. Yeah.
Okay, like that. Okay.
All right, so today we're going to write a song about hope, and what you want to do is just write HOPE on your journal page.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and take some time to write some different things down. I'm trying to think if I can share my screen, but I don't know how to type into it yet.
Oh, I'll show you how to type into it.
Yeah, because actually I probably should just pull up a document is what I need to do. All right.
Okay.
So for now, the thing that happens when we're writing, you guys, I know this seems a little strange, but seriously, this is like a really great thing to do. And yeah, it won't let me. But anyway, right here, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe just put my journal up here and let you guys watch me write because
I made a journal.
okay, perfect.
But if you go into share screen,
yes,
and you see this, it says whiteboard.
yeah, but can I type onto the whiteboard?
Yep. Oh, you can't type on it, but you can write on it.
Yeah, I wanted to type on it because writing on this would be really hard. I tried earlier.
Oh, okay.
No problem. No problem. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just go like that and let you guys see what I'm writing because this is being recorded. So we want to make it clear. All right.
Okay.
There's an importance, boys and girls and young people, with writing. Something happens to your brain, and in your brain, you make connections that you'll never make typing on a computer when you actually take the time to write it down. Some people are doing learners and some people are writing learners, and those two learners are very integrated or very close together. I'm one of those. I learn by doing stuff, and I also learn by writing. When I write something down, it's like I can almost never forget it. It's indelibly or permanently put in my brain. So that's a real thing that happens. It's neurotransmitters. It's all scientific. It's so cool, you guys. So today we're going to go old school, and we're going to take a pen and paper, and we're going to write down stuff. All right, so the word hope is there. Now we're going to call this, for lack of a better word, a brainstorm on the paper. We're just going to throw everything down on that paper. Don't try to think, oh, that sounds stupid. We have a saying, I know it's not pretty, in the music industry, it's called dare to suck. Suck means to be bad at something, right? So we're going to dare to be bad at something today. We're not going to try to figure out, is this a great idea or a terrible idea? We're just going to throw everything down. Let your brain just go like this and empty out everything through your pencil bone, I call it. From your brain bone, down your hand bone to your pencil bone. Just throw it on the paper, every idea that you've got. Okay. Even if it doesn't sound good to you, it may be something that somebody else finds value in. All right. So we're going to just put the word hope, H-O-P-E, and now we're just going to take a couple of minutes to listen to God. So I believe God talks to us through our thoughts, and he's going to talk to us and just throw every idea down. All right. So I'm going to not talk for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we're just going to throw our ideas down, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can let you guys see what I'm doing. But I'm thinking too, so you might not want to watch this. You might just want to do your own writing. All right. So you guys can see some of my writing too. All right. Go ahead. On your mark, get set, go.
That's good.
All right. You got some things there, young lady?
Yes, I do.
All right. I'm hoping that it will, I'm hoping, hello, that it will record you. Will it record you? Even though I'm an administrator? Will it record you sharing?
Yes, where the whole class is being recorded. Our
Okay.
faces, my expressions, my turning around,
But
But
I'm saying, is it recording you when you talk?
yes, it should. We're all being
Okay.
recorded, the whole class.
Perfect. Okay. All right. If you'll go ahead, Denise, and if you'll go ahead and share. Now, if I need to make you the host for you to be recorded, I want to do that. So,
No, everything's being recorded.
okay.
Everything's being recorded.
Perfect.
And then if there's things in here that it's like, oh, that's not good, that doesn't look good, that's not appropriate, you can hire an editor or learn how to do it yourself and have a really nice
Okay.
video. But I must say you're doing a fabulous job, and
Thank
I'm
you.
just so thrilled at
Thank you.
your anointing and gifting. So I'm thrilled. And children will come. I'm gonna let Bay News 9 know about you too.
Oh, wow.
That
Thanks.
Yeah. So they asked me about the people in the community that really love children, and ways to help children to
Okay.
learn
Great.
and the education. And I said I only people who are sincere. I work with people who are sincere, and your giftedness shows through in your preparation, and I'm really moved by it. So
Thank you.
anyway, I'm all teary-eyed. I'm like,
Oh my
wow.
goodness. All right. Well, let's get into hope. So what we
Very,
want to do
very good.
after we hear from God and we take the time to journal and get some stuff down, just thrown down, that brainstorm coming out of our pen, our pencil bone or our pen bone into our notebook, we want to take a moment or two to share. So I want to hear everything on your page. And those of you who are listening out there in, virtual world, I want you guys to write down some words that she says that you're like, oh my goodness, that word is just leaping off of the screen at me. I want to hear that word in the song. Because it's true. Just like if I showed you a bunch of beautiful artwork and we were trying to pick what kind of background it should go on, we would almost all pick the same color. Seriously, we would. Because that color makes that artwork pop. And so, guys, that's the same thing with music. There are certain words that catch your ear and make it pop, that sound pop, that understanding. Like, that's the best way to say that. We would all agree on it when we hear it. Just like when you guys watch The Voice or these television shows where people are singing in a contest, most everyone gravitates toward the same voice as the best one. It's the same thing when you write music. All right, so we're going to listen to Miss Denise share. And then we're going to decide what words are popping out at us that we're like, oh, we have to have those words in the song. All right, so let's be great listeners. Put on your big listening ears. Here we go.
Okay, thank you. All right, so for the word hope, we're brainstorming. So what came to mind was happy, optimistic, doesn't hurt, finish line, love, kindness, caring. You teach me the how. You're careful how you treat people, gentleness. Jesus is our hope. We have hope. We have life in our Lord Jesus Christ. That came from a song from our puppet, our puppet song called "We Have Hope." But He is the resurrection and the life. We never die. We live without fear. We live without pain. We're unstoppable. We're resilient. We always know there's a tomorrow. There's always a next time. Start over. We never fail. Um, I wrote caring and love again. And then hope is people that take you to a better place, a place of new beginnings, and a place of satisfaction.
Wow. Wow. Those are some beautiful ideas. Beautiful ideas. Well, that's a ton of ideas. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you some of the ones that I highlighted, and will you go ahead and maybe take your pen and also pick some things that you thought were great? I'm not saying, guys, that my ideas are the best or anything like that, because that's why we have all these different learning styles and these different songwriting styles, and that's why we have so many different artists, indie artists that write their own music that nobody else would think of that song said that way. So you guys out there are, you're songwriters. If you can just hear something, you're a songwriter. Okay, you don't have to know how to write music. You don't have to know how to read music. You don't even have to be, 7 or 8 years old and know how to write down the words that you hear in your head. I'm going to talk to you about that next. Okay.
Okay.
So you
Awesome.
guys, in fact, let me go ahead and break in now in case that's you. If you are on a cell phone, there is this little, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
It looks like sound waves, what I was talking to you about before. It's called voice notes. And if you press that, it will open up to your stuff. So I have Denise prays for me or prayers for me. I record stuff and I put a title on it. All you have to do is just hit the red record button and it will record something that you're saying. So if you're 5 years old and you're listening to this or you're watching this and you think, I don't know how to write all these big words I'm thinking of, it's okay. Just go ahead and press the red button and record your ideas. And then somebody like a big brother or sister or mom or dad that knows how to write it down can write it down for you. You're still a songwriter. You can be 3 years old, 2 years old, and be a songwriter, seriously.
That's
Because it's
amazing.
about hearing God say something through you. And I've had two 9-year-old girls over the years I taught piano to, and they wrote songs that sounded like they were written by grown-ups. I mean, it was amazing how God used them. So I know you guys can do this no matter what your age, and you're never too old. I'm in my late 50s. Come on, if I can do it, you guys can do it. Moses started when he was 80, so I'm off that. Let's go ahead and go back to Miss Denise's awesome ideas. And so what I had that stood out to me was doesn't hurt. I love that. It's not something I've heard people say very often. Finish line, that's really good. Gentleness, I love Jesus is my hope. We might want to call that the hook of the song or the title of the song, everybody. When you find a title of a song like that, you have to know it. And so, not because I'm better than someone, but because I'm experienced and I've done this a lot, I've studied how to write music. Out of everything she said, I recognize that that could be the title of our song and what we call the hook of the song, which means it's the most important part, the most memorable part. It's the bullseye of our target when we write a song, is the hook.
Okay.
That's super important to know a hook. So we're going to go ahead and put Jesus is our hope, is my hope, or our hope. It depends on how we're going to write the song. If we're going to write it from our or mine. If we're going to make it personal or a group song. All right, another thing that I loved, can you put a sign like a rainbow? I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for a moment. And you guys, this is just a way I do it. So when I come up with a chorus idea or a hook idea, I might actually draw a hook, near it. And I'm writing with my cursor, so I'm probably not writing as smoothly as I normally would. I can write a lot prettier than that with a real pencil. All right, so that's the hook. That's H-O-O-K. So I'm putting that next to that sign and the word hook next to Jesus is my hope. And now I'm going to put this symbol. It looks like a little bridge, and that is a word bridge. And a bridge is a special part of the song. So we are going to go ahead and put the word bridge or the symbol of a bridge next to the words that Miss Denise wrote. And I hear a bridge from these following words that she wrote. So let me just write that out quickly as I can with this lovely whiteboard. All right, so put the little kind of bridge looking symbol next to the words no pain, no fear, always next time. Start over. And then you said something, people, something, and I didn't catch the end of that. Miss Denise, can you remember what you said?
People help you get to a better place.
Okay. People help you get to a better place. Yes. You get to a better place. Get to a better place. All right. People help you get to a better place. So that is the bridge. The bridge is going to be that. No pain, no fear, always a next time. Start over. Please, people help you get to a better place. Now, I'm just kind of chanting that right now, almost rapping that, but we will come up with melody notes for that. So this is just an idea, all right? But when I hear a bridge like that, I know it. And that is definitely a bridge. It means it's a special part of the song near the end usually. And we'll be talking about the format of the song coming up in just a couple moments. Ladies and gentlemen, this is songwriting. It is It's a process. It takes time.
Mhm.
So the first step, we've done it, and that's brainstorming and throwing all of our ideas down on the paper. I'm going to go ahead and share my own, and let's see what you guys decide are some of the better ideas that I have. So when you write with someone, I'm actually showing you a co-write today, which means I'm writing with Miss Denise. I'm not just writing a song by myself. I'm writing with her. And that's really important that you take the time to listen to God and write down your ideas, and then listen to your other person that's writing. Listen to what they have to share and value that. It's really, I guess, I know we're not all big on rules, but if I could whisper you guys a rule, try to always encourage the other person and encourage yourself. When you are writing, try not to say, don't do this, or I don't like that. That's hurtful. People, when they write and they share what's up here, what God is they're listening and they're trying to hear God, that is so important for them for their whole life, not just writing music, right? When we make big decisions. So we want to value the other writers in the room. We want to value ourselves, because that's how God sees us, right? He sees us as brilliant and creative. And so we don't want to stop that flow, and we don't want to ever hurt feelings by saying, oh, I don't like that. That doesn't sound good. We want to encourage them. Now notice, let's pretend it's not true, but let's pretend I didn't like some of Miss Denise's ideas. I didn't think they were good. I don't have to say that. I can just say, hey, these are the ones that are popping right now, Miss Denise. These are the great ideas. And that's really what I did, because really all her ideas were so good. But she's hearing the Lord, right? But we can't write a song about 1,000 ideas. So we have to zone in. So when she said, Jesus is my hope, I was like, oh, I grabbed a hold of that. That hooked me. Jesus is my hope. And I thought, that is it. That's the hook. That's what the song should be called. That's what this song should be about. And then when she started to sing, no pain, no fear, that's not exactly a verse. And I'll talk to you about what are the components of a verse and all that coming up. I knew that was a bridge. That's where you're going to come back and the whole crowd's going to start singing, no pain, no fear, la, 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 la. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my ideas, and they can't all get in the song, and that's okay. Because one of the things when we write music with other people, or even just looking at our own stuff, it's hard to be what we call objective. Objective means that it's my idea and I want to use it. We don't do that. When we're objective, we look at that and go, that's okay, but I could do better. Or I like her idea actually better than this idea. What Miss Denise said, for Jesus is my hope, because I really did have some ideas of what I thought might be a good hook. But when you hear my ideas, you'll see that Jesus is my hope that was on her paper is definitely the best, strongest idea for the hook of the song. Okay? So we don't want to push our ideas when we're writing with other people. We just want to enjoy the process. All right, so here we go. All right, so I put, feel hopeless, I need you. Hope. Hope does not disappoint. Hope in the storm. Hope for what God will do. And then I started hearing just like rhyming words. So I put hope, cope, soap, rope, and this weird science word, isotope. And then I know, because you dare to be, not that great. You just throw out crazy ideas, anything, just throw it down there. And then I put, God is the God of hope, hopeful. My face smiling, a quiet smile. And I put kind, good, and I changed it to kindness, goodness. Hope in God, trust in God. When you're at the end of your rope, all you need is a little hope. And I thought, I really love that line, but Miss Denise might not. So I don't know if she'll like that or not. And then I put hopeful and caring. And I think you had care too, didn't you, Miss Denise? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to take that idea. All right, so out of all the things I shared, what stood out to you or what popped at you, then you think, wow, I love that. Let's not forget to put that in the song. Did you have some stuff?
I like hope in the storm. Okay, hope what God will do. And at the end of the rope, you have hope, like. And then I like how you did start rhyming. That's probably goes with the rapping. Where you tie the
rope thing.
Hope. Yeah, but yeah, so but hope in the storm, hope what God will do,
Yeah.
and then the rope with hope. Those are the key ones for me. They resonate with me.
Okay. Resonate, boys and girls. That's a serious music word. It's a word people use all the time. That resonates with me. What resonate means is it has to do with the waves bouncing together, the sound waves we were talking about earlier. They bounce together and it's like they move together and they create a different tone. And so, guys, resonating is really important. And that was a beautiful thing that you just happened to spontaneously throw in there. That was a God moment. What a God word. All right. Thank you, Miss Denise, for doing that. All
Yeah.
right, everybody, now we're going to have to decide on a verse. So I'm going to go into sharing my screen with a PowerPoint that I have. And I don't see how to do that for some reason. Oh, I didn't pull it up. I'll be right back. Let's see if I can. No, it's not going to let me do that. All right. Anyway, there is, yeah, I can find it. I'm going to open it up and then I'm going to share this. And it's just a little PowerPoint to kind of walk us through the process that we're already starting right now. And I just want you guys to definitely see this, and it might help us as we're starting to get into the next steps of what we're doing. All right, so it says how to write music. First we pray, which we did. Silent brainstorm with no filters. Can you guys see my pointer too?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. Silent brainstorm with no filters. Title, big idea, and then we need a plan. All right, and then we'll do all this stuff next. All right, so we are on. We actually went ahead and we prayed. We asked the Holy Spirit to assist us. We can listen to God's voice. If we're stuck, we can find or sing a scripture, which we didn't really need to do that today. We were really on it. We silent brainstormed, and it says write everything down that comes into your mind and through your pencil bone as quickly as possible with no filters. We just did that. We have a title and a big idea, correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to do a song plan. So we're going to look for a song plan. And in a song plan, what you want to do is you want to write the following words down. And I guess I'll do a whiteboard for this. So can everybody, I'm going to erase all this other stuff. And can you go ahead and get your pencils out and write the word for me, verse. Okay, verse is V-E-R-S-E. So I'm going to see if I can get that up here. I thought this would be, oh, I can do that faster. Good. All right, so verse is V-E-R-S-E. Oh, I wonder if it'll type for me. Oh.
So you have to, that's your eraser, but you hit the draw button,
Oh,
and then I will give the pencil back.
I thought I hit this. Okay, so I can.
Oh, cool.
Okay, all right. Excellent. So verse is a story starter. All right, so that's what we're doing. Verse 1 particularly is a story starter. So we're going to start talking about a story, you guys. We're going to tell a story about the hope of God, all right, and that Jesus is our hope. So that'll be verse 1. And then we will need, let's see if I can go ahead and, all right, we're going to do a verse 2. And I'll just keep typing in here.
Do we write this down, Miss Christania?
Yeah, you guys can write this down if you're quick with writing. If you're a little child and it's hard for you, you don't have to. You can just watch it.
Okay.
All right. A chorus contains hook, and the hook is the most memorable part of the song. Okay. So we want to make sure that we have that in our story. A song is basically a story that we put to music, all right? And what's really awesome about it, I don't understand how God does this, but he can change somebody's entire life with just a few minutes of a song. It just goes all the way into people. And even people that don't speak the language of the song, somehow they get the message of the song. It's just one of the most powerful things you guys can do. And no matter what job you want when you grow up, or what career you're thinking of, or the path that God will take you in, learning to be an effective communicator is one of the most essential pieces of success in the world. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that Whether you're communicating lyrics of a song in words, or through expression of music and singing, or through an instrument, playing something, that's all communication. All right. So as you guys get to be better communicators, you're going to be more successful in whatever you do for the rest of your life. So this time that you're investing to watch this video and take this lesson on how to be a songwriter will impact your entire life. So it's a really good investment of your time. All right, and then after the chorus, we're gonna do the bridge. And I'm gonna go ahead and type some of these words. No pain, no fear, always a next time. I'm just gonna leave it right there. No pain, no fear, always a next time. I love that. That's gonna be so powerful. All right. And let's go ahead to our story now. All right, so in our verse, we want to have a problem usually. A problem or a story, it seemed like I just erased that, but anyway. All right, so that's our story. All right, so what are we going to say with all this? That it's our story, and it's okay, I'll figure this out. Okay. It's not as easy as I thought it was. It's not as easy as word processing, but all right. So anyway, what are we starting to say with our story? That's what I want to know. What are we trying to say with our story? Wow. Okay. All right. So in our story starter, we are trying to say what? What is our problem? Are we hopeless, Miss Denise?
Yes, people are feeling hopeless with the COVID-19.
All right. If it's not COVID-19, then we probably cannot add to that, right? This is so weird. Okay.
It's how to leverage it's leveraging adversity.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that word. That's a cool word. All right, so let's, for the sake of continuing along this, think of everybody on the earth and what can they relate to. So if we are not careful, we can use big words that regular people don't understand. I do that all the time. As a Christian, I'll use these fancy Bible words, and people will tell me, Chrisania, you really need to write for the average ear, okay, the regular person. So how can we put this in a way that every person, whether they're 5 years old or 85, they're going to hear this song and they're going to understand it right away because they've never heard this song before.
Things that make you sad.
Okay. All right. Give me an example.
The things in life that make us sad.
Give me an example of one thing that makes you sad, Miss Denise.
Losing a loved one.
Okay. Losing a loved one hurts, and let's see if I can do that. All right, losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. All right, that's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm wondering how I can move all these guys down if I can. Good. Okay, perfect. All right, so losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. Let's see. We're gonna probably rhyme it with deep. So do you want to rhyme it with sleep? Like people losing sleep when they're hopeless? Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. And then let's do something with that. Tell me something more about when you lose a loved one.
You miss them.
Okay. Okay. Do we want this to be an us song or a me song?
Well, you said to think of something that's a problem, that not to use big words that will relate to a lot of people.
I love that. You've done
people have lost a loved one. Children have lost grandparents or loved ones.
And pets. Don't forget pets.
And pets.
People, I remember when I was a little girl, guys, it hurts. It hurts so bad if a kitten or a puppy dies. I mean, it can be devastating. So, or an older dog that's been in your family the whole time and you just love that dog so much. Nothing hurts like that kind of hurt. And God knows and feels that pain too. So maybe let me write that down for the chorus idea too. God feels our pain. Just the idea of that doesn't mean we're using those words. But all
Okay.
right, so we're back on the verse. So losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. I miss them every day. Uh, we could leave that. We're gonna go ahead and make this a personal song because
Okay.
then the people singing it can sing it from their own heart. Everybody's lost someone that they love, like you said, Miss Denise. Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. I miss them every day, or
Hmm. And and something about keep
keep.
their memories I keep.
Okay, I miss them. All right, then I'm going to change that to each day, and memories.
And our memories I keep.
And memories I keep. Uh, how about down inside? Down inside, I can't hide this hurt. All right, so this sounds very sad, you guys, but it's okay because the chorus is going to fix everything. You know, in the movie, you have something happening, and then there's a bad guy in the movie, and everybody wants the bad guy to get what's coming to him or her. And then there's a hero that comes in and saves the day, whether it's Superman changing an outfit, you know, in an old-fashioned phone booth before cell phones, or somebody coming out of nowhere, an intergalactic battle, and all of a sudden there's this awesome spaceship, and it just comes in and fills everything with light and blows up the bad guys. So that's what a chorus does. We develop a problem or something that is a story in verse 1, and the chorus comes in and saves the day and solves it. So we have Jesus is my hope is going to be my chorus. That's going to save the day. So let's go to our story. Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. I miss them each day, and memories I keep down inside. I can't hide this hurt. Maybe I can't hide this hurt of mine. I'm gonna try to rhyme it for the sake of syllables and rhyming. I can't hide this hurt of mine. All right, so now we're gonna go to the chorus. And in the chorus, we are gonna go ahead and start out the chorus with, but Jesus is my hope. And you might say, why are you putting but Jesus? Because we've just been so sad and we want him to come in and fix it. So I can't be sad and just say, Jesus is my hope. I'm crying, Jesus is my hope. That's too quick. So we need a little transition word. And the transition here is but. And but, B-U-T, means that everything in front of it was going a certain way. And now, but, B-U-T, changes the direction. It's what we call a pivot word. And it changes to now here's the solution. It was all sad and I was crying and I lost somebody and then, and now I'm looking up and now I can say Jesus is my hope. It's like all of a sudden I remember the solution. All right. So Jesus is my hope. Jesus is my hope when I'm at the end of my rope. All I need is a little hope. All right. So should we put maybe down inside, I can't hide this hurt of mine. When I'm at the end of my rope, all I need is a little hope. Jesus is my hope. You want that instead? I think that's more solid, don't you? All right. And for you computer people, you highlight, you do Control C for copy. You backspace over what you don't like. You get where you want to go. And you do Control V, and there it is. All right. So we're going to go ahead and teach you guys everything we can. That's what we call keyboard shortcuts for word processing. All right, so I'm going to do Control U for underline, if it'll work, and it won't. How about Control V? Does it work? No, some of my shortcuts aren't working, but that one did. All right, so let's try this chorus again. When I'm at the end of my rope, all I need is a little hope. Jesus is my hope. I feel like it should be a little longer, don't you, Miss Denise? Like we need another line here that would rhyme. When I'm at the end of my rope, all I need is a little hope.
At the isotope.
Oh, you like, see, the isotope word stuck in your brain, didn't it? Because it's so unusual. I know.
Yeah, yeah. So, and isn't isotope like a mountain or a hill or something?
An isotope has to do with a chemical equation, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go
Oh,
into, I'd have to go into, you know, my right here. I'm just going to use my cell phone and go ahead and look up isotope, just for the curiosity of it. All right.
yeah.
So an isotope is chemistry. That's what I thought. Two forms of the same element containing equal numbers of protons. Anyway, guys, we're getting off on a bad squirrel, as we call it. So I'm coming back to life. Coming back.
It's good to look it up. We can use a printed dictionary or
Miss Denise and I are education girls, so we love words. It's like dessert all the time. So I've got to stay focused or I'm going to lose you guys. I can feel it. All right, so back to the song. Let's start the story again. Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. I miss them each day and memories I keep down inside. I can't hide this hurt of mine. When I'm at the end of my rope, all I need is a little hope. When it feels like I can't cope. So we got the rhyme there that you were talking about, Miss Denise.
Jesus is my hope.
It's good to know Jesus is my hope. How's that?
Good.
I feel like we got a solid song here. Okay. It's going really, really well, you guys. I'm going to see. I hope I won't lose anything by doing this. Okay. I just want to double check what I had underneath, but I'm good. All right. So you might say, I won't do that. Okay. I don't know. I'm getting used to how this all works. And
Right, you're fine. It overlaps.
Yeah.
We learn by doing, and that's what I like the kids to understand.
Doing, definitely.
You learn by doing.
All right. So, did you buy any, and like, how are we saving this to, does it save it for us?
It should be in the recording, but I can always take a
Actually, it
picture.
says save right here, which is cool. It says I can save this. So.
Oh, okay. It's on there. It's on your
It
share
says
screen.
it says whiteboard saved. Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. So now, once we get some lyrics and the chorus, which we have, we can start writing the notes down, the melody. So I'm going to show you guys one of the easiest ways. If you do happen to have a piano or a fixed pitch instrument, that would be great. You might say, well, I don't have any of that, Miss Christania. Like, how am I going to write this song? I don't have a piano or a keyboard. I can't buy one today. I want to write my song today. Guys, if you have a cell phone, you can do it. Remember what I said to you. Just go to your voice notes and go ahead and record yourself singing a melody. All right. Not to get too complicated on you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and just play in the key of C because it's the easiest key to play in. And when I show you guys some piano stuff, hopefully on Wednesday, you guys will see on our next lesson how to do some piano basics. So that's what we call the home key, the root key. It's called the key of C, or the actual chord of C. And then that's G, and then F. That's how most songs would be written, especially the chorus part. Okay. In order to keep us on time for the schedule of this class and to do something that wouldn't be overwhelming, because writing a song is really, guys, it's a process. It takes steps and patience. Mm-hmm. You can, honestly, you can throw down a song in your voice notes on your phone so fast, and you can say, I've written a song, and you probably have, and maybe it's amazing, but usually that's not how it works. Usually, like writing a story or a poem or anything, it takes time. So if you're willing to invest the time, you're going to come out with some great things, and those things may change the whole world. And if they only change you, isn't that worth it? And if they change somebody in your family or encourage someone, that's really, really worth it. let's pretend that somebody that you know lost someone recently. Maybe somebody died in their family. A lot of people have that experience. You could sing this very song and encourage them. That would mean the world. Their whole life could change because you took the time to write this song. So that's what we're talking about, guys. The power of music, the power of songwriting. And we're just going to go ahead and dive in to the chorus now. All right, so the chorus is usually an uplifting part of the song. And I told you it's like the superhero coming in and saving the day. All right, I'm going to start recording on my phone what I'm singing because it's important. So I'm going to go ahead, Miss Denise, if you're cool with it, and do the melody. Is that all right?
Yeah, you're fine.
When I'm at the end of my rope, all I need is a little hope. When it feels like I can't go, it's good to know. It's good to know Jesus is my hope. All right, let's try that again.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, can I remember it again though? Because I write melodies so fast sometimes I forget them. That's another reason, guys, that I use my phone. I'll write the notes to a song, what we call the melody, the tune. I'll write it over and over again and I'll start singing into my phone. I might do it 10 different ways with different rhythms, with different notes. And somehow it's like all of a sudden one of them is like the one that speaks to me, like I told you before about the colors that show off a painting and make it pop, or the words we listened to Miss Denise write and I wrote down and how those words pop. Well, it's the same thing with notes. When you're writing a good song, the melody pops also. All right, so you want to record it in your phone. Just hit the red button if you guys can see that. I'm not sure because I'm looking at a different screen right now, but we'll try it again. When I'm at the end of my rope, all I need is a little hope. When it feels like I can't go, it's good to know Jesus is my hope. And there it is. So we have now written a chorus that goes with our song. So we're going to what we call reverse engineer, meaning we're going to go backwards. We're going to hit the reverse button. We're going to rewind and we're going to go to the verse. And we're going to now write a tune that tells the story. So losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. I miss them each day and memories I keep down inside. I can't hide this hurt of mine. So we've got when I'm at the end of my rope. All right, so we've got when I'm, the fact that my hands are up, when I'm, that means that the song is coming in at the chorus on an upbeat. So why do I care about that? Because now in my story verse, I have to have it come in on the downbeat. I have to have it different. So I know it's, the chorus is, when I'm at the end of my rope. That's kind of coming in quickly, isn't it, those lyrics? Da 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 da. You hear the rhythm? I'm just chanting the rhythm. When I'm at the end of my rope. We call that syncopation, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That means that I'm coming in on the upbeat. It's sounding a little off the rhythm. It's not right on the beat. So because my chorus is like that, it's syncopated, it sounds good. My verse should be on the beat to make it a contrast. Your verse and your chorus and your bridge should all be very distinct, separate pieces. Kind of like if you were looking at anything that had red, yellow, and blue. When you look at red, you know you see red. When you look at yellow, you see yellow. When you see blue, you know you see blue. And then sometimes, you know, you combine those colors together, the red and the yellow make an orange. the blue and the red make purple. So when you combine things, they sound similar, they blend together. But if you just see yellow, red, blue, you know it. And the same thing's going to happen here with our song. So our chorus right now is what we call syncopated. And I'm not sure how to use all the instruments here, so I'm not going to try. But I'm going to take this and put it in a Word document for Wednesday and show you guys. I would draw like a bracket. I guess I could draw on this too. Let me try that. So I think I can draw on this too, right? I can draw in here if I want to, or no? It won't let me draw and text. That's okay. All right. I'll try just the draw tool out here then. So, no, it's not going to let me do that. All right. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, that you guys can put a combination on the chorus. Just remember that it's syncopated, and I will spell that word out just so that you guys can, let's put it up here right by the chorus word. All right, the word is syncopated, and this is some huge vocabulary, but you know, I find, let's just say that word together, syncopated, syncopated, syncopated. That's a 4-syllable word. That's a big word. Syncopated. Think of a sink, like, you know, where you wash your hands. Syncopated. All right, so guys, little kids especially can say these big giant words. They remember them, just like Miss Denise remembered isotope. And so now you guys have this word syncopated. And what it basically means is off the beat, or off the downbeat, off the downbeat. So it's what we call on the upbeat, but that's a little confusing because everybody knows the downbeat. Let's just clap our hands together. Ready? We're going to just do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. 1, 2, keep going. I am a girl and I like music. Repeat that with me. I am a boy, if you're a boy, and I like music. But I started it on I when my hands were not together. Guys, that's syncopation, very simply. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it's the upbeat. All right, okay. So now we want our verse to be on the downbeat. Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. We could do it like that. We could do losing a loved one. Because I'm going to do when I'm at the end of my rope. That's pretty quick. So I want my color of my verse to be totally different than the chorus. Let's call the chorus yellow because it saves the day and it brightens everything up. So let's call verse 1 the blue verse. Blue, people use the word blue to say I'm blue, I'm sad. And we have a sad verse. So let's go ahead and let it be our blue verse. And it happens to be in blue letters on my screen. I don't know if you're seeing blue.
Yes.
But let's go ahead and pick some sad sounding notes for this. You know what I mean? And let's get it sad sounding. This is called a blue chord or a minor chord. Sounds sad, doesn't it? Because the chorus starts. All right, so we're going to try this. I don't know if I can sing it all, to be honest with you, Miss Denise. Well, we'll figure it out.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. All right.
You're fine.
Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. Miss them each day, and memories I keep down inside. Let me think of where I'm going. Down inside. That's an F major chord. Down inside. Can't hide this hurt of mine. I like that. Losing a loved one hurts and cuts deep. I miss them each day, and memories I keep down inside. Can't hide this hurt of mine. Now I changed that, but anyway, we'll figure it out.
It sounds good.
It's
yeah.
going to sound good, and when we get that chorus in, it's going to sound really, really good. So
like you said, it's a process.
it
So
really, really is a process. And time-wise, we're doing awesome. We're about to wrap it up today, believe it or not.
awesome.
How long, you might ask, well, how long does it take to write I'm going to go ahead and stop this share. Let me see. I wish I could copy all this. Let me see. It says it'll save it again. I hope it will. You know what I'm going to do just in case, guys? Because I am so old school sometimes. I am going to take a picture of the screen and make sure that I type it up on a word processing document. I will let you guys see this the next time. I'm really excited about this class, and it's wonderful that you guys took the time to be with us today. Just want to thank you for that. So
You're awesome. I like it.
thanks.
A song, giving someone a song is a beautiful gift.
Well, it's a powerful thing. And young people, you can do this all day long. I mean, I don't know how God does what he does. Everyone's different, but like, I can make up a song every day of my life. It isn't hard and you can do it too. So I'm serious. I could just sing all day instead of talking if my voice can handle that. But I'm just saying it's a language and you guys can learn it no matter what your age. I'm quite a bit older and I'm learning new things all the time about music, and it's very exciting. So I just want to thank you for joining us today here at Summer Quest.
Camp Summer Quest, yeah.
Camp Summer Quest, and
yeah.
Brought to you by Ford Christian Academy and Miss Denise Ford. And we're so thrilled that she wanted to do this musical insert for her camp. So whether you're watching this video in 2020, this summer, or in the future, because we're archiving it, we're just thrilled to help you along your journey to writing music. All right, so thanks a bunch, and we will see you the next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel below, and thanks for joining in.
Thank you. Take care.
My pleasure. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.